First and foremost, copyright. Copyright. This is for educational purposes. Educational purposes and for criticism and critiquing. Alright, so we all got our opinions and we all got our facts. So this is all rights reserved, copyright. Alright, so no more delay. Let's go on, get into it. So it's been a while since I've been on this platform, but it is what it is. We're on YouTube, so we popping off. We popping off like we been popping off. Ain't nothing changed. Alright, so let's find our business right quick. And this is where we're at with it. Caesar's Messiah. Caesar's Messiah. Understand that Rome is black. The French are black. Everything is swarthy around you. Everything is swarthy. It's melanated. Alexander the Great set up shop. You feeling me? In the Americas. Alexander the Great came and spread his funk, his awareness into the Hebrew culture. You are Hebrew. Aboriginal, whatever you want to call yourself. This drop is for the people. The people of Hasharal and those that are lost in the sauce. It's all good. There's no issue with me. We awaken everybody. Khan, you were found here. Khan, your royalty. But your royalty has to be tied into somewhere. Just you alone ain't royalty. It's not your ancestors. It's not about your ancestors. It's about the remnant. The remnant the Most High left. And the remnant that he's returning for. You understand? So when we talk about Caesar's Messiah, we're talking about a conspiracy against you, a conspiracy by your own brethren. I keep telling y'all, Rome was black, everything was melanated. So you want to sit here and talk about Black Lives Matter? I ain't got no yad for no Black Lives Matter. It's all set up by an organization and ran by somebody you choose. That's the opposite frequency of us. So at the end of the day, is that a positive cause or is that a cause for their action? Melanated lives been at stake. Melanated lives been going under since before Caesar's Messiah. Remember, Hebrew, you are the fisher of men. They fished you in the Sea of Gadara. You were killed rather than saved. You was looked at as swine, dirty flesh. But yet, Rome had the audacity to steal your culture and incorporate it into a religion based. Rome had the audacity to steal your culture, duplicate it, and give you Zeus, Esus, swine. Now, Zeus, Esus has many gods, just like the Greeks, Mount Olympus. You got Mount Zion. Everything is a topology. Everything is a duplication. It's all on what you accept. It's how you accept it. And give it back to somebody with no hijack. Religion is not for you. Religion has never been for you. This is a way of life. Harushalayim, for wise people. Harushalayim is a culture. It's never been established as a business, as a religion, until Rome used it to control you. Rome made you bow down and worship idols. An idol of Esus. So we've been digging. We've been digging. And we coming to find out that all these saints are hijacked. I don't care who you pop off with. St. George, St. Bartholomew, St. Peter, St. whoever. It's hijacked. These are saints that have been duplicated from a Khan's life, a Naga's life, a Sakari, a Romani, down to the end. Code keeper that didn't worship Caesar, that didn't worship any idols. You see, you couldn't bring idols into Yerushalayim. You couldn't bring idols into Yerushalayim. But I guarantee you right now, in whatever Yerushalayim you want to look at, whether it's overseas or this one, there's idols all over it. Starting with Zeus, Esus, swine. And Khan, I get it. We can go to war. When I say the Bible ain't for you, the Bible ain't never been for you. The Bible was given to you. King James. Understand Hebrew. Understand Aboriginal. That the year is 1835 and you had no idea what religion was, what religion is. You were taught to bow down to Zeus. You were taught to bow down to this Roman Catholic shenanigans shit. And this is what we in the midst of. Caesar's Messiah. The Roman conspiracy to invent Esus by Joseph Atwell. Understand that you've been at war with your own people. It's been tribal since day one. It's been tribal since far back in the gap. But you see, they're not gonna tell you the whole story, and they ain't gonna put the history together for you. So you gotta dodge all hijacks. And you gotta overstand. You gotta overstand. So if you've been listening in, you've been tuning in to 432, you know that I last stopped at right here, the Father and the Son of Hawa. Alright. We covered fishes of men, when you were caught like men, killed in the water. We talked about the Son of Mary, who was the Passover sacrifice. Alright. We talked about the demons of Gadara. We talked about Eleazar, Lazarus, the real Christ. Understand and overstand that this Esus character is a topology in so many ways. Understand who Eleazar is. Understand Eleazar had pupils, had students, just like this JC figure. Alright. And guess what? All of them was martyred. Him and his students, martyred, killed. It's topology. Each one of these chapters have a number of topologies that range past 5 in each chapter. It's topologies after topologies. The puzzle of the empty tomb, the new root and branch. You're no longer the remnant. Esus is the new root and the new branch, aka Caesar, aka Titus, Vespasian. Alright, y'all understand who wrote this bibliotheca for you. It was incorporated by the Flavians, by the Alexanders, by the Herods, until all is fulfilled. The authors of the New Testament, they ain't never lived. We're just talking Josephus. Authors of the New Testament, we just talking the Herods. Authors of the New Testament, we're talking Flavians, Alexanders. Don't forget the Khan. Don't forget John. Everything is topology. After the Khan, after the mem regulator, the mem worker. Typological methods, all of them, topology. You cannot talk about Esus without having a topology. Puzzle of Diosus Mundus. And finally, we're at 250. The Father and the Son of God. So that's where I pick up at. That's where I'll pick up at. Alright. This is where we at. We're talking the Father and the Son of Allah. Alright. So a lot of things you gotta understand. Alright, we know who the Father is. We know the Father speaks in the Torah, in the Old Testament. And we know who the begotten is. We know who the first begotten is. We know that falls under the jurisdiction of David. Solomon the Ban. Everything is duplicated. You're given a new son in the New Testament. One that never lived. One that's an abstract of the mind. One that is abstract with parallels, topologies. You see, law is vibration, and vibration is law. You, Manak, was given a new vibration, a new law. You no longer remember Mama. You no longer remember the Torah. You were given a new law, Hebrew. Remember, the year is 1835, and you had no idea what religion was. That was the new vibration given to you. Given to the whole world. Now the whole world bows down to Christianity. And this ain't no knock if you're still a Christian. You got your own vibration. I got my vibration. I got my law. about 7 to 8 years now that my law was changed, my vibration was changed. Simply because I witnessed my kids, I witnessed my children, my drops, my droplets come home and talk about Zeus and Esus all day. And I'm like, look here, y'all. Moshe did all this. They had people before him that did all this. Why y'all talking about the last person that came? You know, at the time I was 1 foot in, 1 foot out, trying to figure it out. But we figured that out as a family, as my tribe, and as a whole nation. We're understanding that Esus was not for us. That vibration, that law was not for us. We were enslaved and taught that it was the right way. But it's not. Understand? Hosea 3 and 5. Understand? Exodus 20. Understand what we're searching for. At the end of the day, it's all about saving lives with me. Regardless where I'm at in my life, it's all about reaching out to the people across the flat plains of Amma and hitting them with the frequency, hitting them with the vibration, the Torah, Wahawala for them. This ain't no knock if you a Christian. This ain't no knock if you Muslim. Everybody's got their point of view. This ain't no knock if you Aboriginal and you still ain't figure it out. It's all good. Understand there's a higher power. Understand that yourself ain't out here calling spirits. I worship the Most High. Everybody got their view as to who the Most High is. Mine is who Abraham worshiped. You feeling me? So, you gotta understand where you come from and who you are. Can't just say you was found here. You have no tie-in to being Hebrew, or you have no tie-in that you ever lived here. African American, Indian, Northern Indian. Understand the kingdom was divided, north, south. Understand everybody's drops that's coming through. Caramello. Understand. Spiral. Templar. Everybody's drops coming together. Everybody drop come together like them. Like the mem that flow. Brethren drop. Understand sometimes mem can't even click clack with certain mem at times. Because sometimes that mem might be too cloudy. That mem might not be right. But it's all about the mem. Remember, the mem was always here. Just like the tree of life was always here. The tree of life produced the mem of Shamayim that falls down to Amma. Understand who the begotten is. It's your Preston. It's your David. Understand that this was a war campaign on you, my knock. Understand your crusades, your first, your second. Understand your Templars. It's a lot of recon. Understand the Sakari. The last we got on the chapter before this was the fact that Rome was taking over the Sakari. Rome is taking over. Rome is taking over. Rome is knocking heads down and standing up, putting idols up. And you got diehard Sakaris, Romanis, not bowing down or nothing like that, though. Praising statues, praising Caesar. That was not for you. That was put on you. Take a look. There's St. Mary's everywhere. There's St. John's everywhere. And turn your Khan into a saint. A saint. Let's go get it. No more further delay. We popping off. This TOQEPH BINACH on YouTube. To the extreme, my knock. I ain't never sugarcoat nothing. And I ain't never will. And I ain't gonna start to today. It is what it is. The water for my bread. The water for your energy. The Father and the Son of Hawa. All things have been handed over to me by my Father. Who's your Father? This is Matthew 11:27. We're talking about Titus. And no one fully knows the Son except the Father. See? No one knows the Son fully except Hawa. A relationship between Hawa and Dawit is what they build on. See, I'm not here to applaud the New Testament. I'm not here to give credit to the New Testament. I'm here to give all credit to the Most High. I'm here to give credit to what I seen is true and what I seen to believe is true when I read in the Old Testament, in the Torah. No one knows the Son except the Father, nor does anyone fully know the Father except the Son, and all to whom the Son chooses to reveal. Alright? This is in Matthew 11:27. So get into the mind of the hijack. Who's speaking? Who is speaking? Esus's doomsday prophecies were directed against the wicked generation of Hebrews who rebelled against Rome. Esus, who's Esus? We're talking Titus, who's the wicked generation. I ain't gotta go back and tell you. We're talking about demons of Gadara. We're talking about when you were caught down bad like fish and speared. I'm not talking one, I'm not talking thousands. I'm talking in the hundreds, thousands. My knock. You think this is a game? When you speak Black Lives Matter, they laughing at your ass because you have no idea of what Rome put you through, your brethren. Again, not everybody that's melanated is kinfolk to you. This is a tribal war. There's different powers at play. The wicked generation of Hebrews. There was no Jew at that time. So Taj the hijack, who rebelled against Rome. Therefore, his threatened second coming was predicted in 70 CE. Destruction of Jerusalem. Taj the hijack with the 70 CE. This was the understanding of most Christian theologians until this century, Shalaki. And this is still the way the preterist Christians understand these prophecies. The 17th century theologian Whelan saw the Roman assault on Jerusalem in this way. The son of Hawa came now to take vengeance on the sins of the Hebrew nation. His contemporary, William Winston, was even more specific. He understood that Esus's words indicated that he would come at the head of the Roman army of their destruction. Who's the head? It's Titus. It's Titus. The son of Hawa would not take vengeance on the sins of the Hebrew nation. Come on. We're talking Titus. I am in complete agreement with Whelan and Winston. All of Esus' ministry was about the coming war with Rome and was designed to establish Esus as Titus' forerunner. This was established to be a forerunner. Who was? Esus as Titus as the forerunner. Look here, man. You got the same shit going on with John and the Khan and Esus. This John has to introduce Esus. They're cousins. They're cousins. But yet, you can read one gospel and they'll tell you that John knew nothing of Esus. You read another gospel and they'll say that John knew everything of Esus. Again, these gospels, they're jacked up. These gospels ain't right. They're spells. Understanding me? So what was established? Esus as Titus as forerunner. Therefore, the relationship between Zeus and the Father referred to throughout the Gospels, throughout the spells, is a forerunner of the relationship between who? Mana, Titus, and his father, the emperor, the Caesar, the god, Vespasian, the god. You wanna walk around here calling you God? You God? I'm the God, son. Underscore 5968, blah, blah, blah. I never look at myself as a God. I won't even dare call myself the God. My vibration don't support that. I couldn't even give myself that title on the IG, on the Facebook, on nothing. That's just how I rock. And there's no disrespect to you Allah boys, you Muhammad boys. It's all they have. I just personally don't do it. I'm real. That's why you see yourself the real. All the dialogues that describe Esus's relationship with the Father use comic wordplay that actually describes Titus's relationship with his real father, Vespasian. Supporting this promise is the fact that all of Esus's descriptions of his relationship with his father mention that father and son possess secret identities known only to the two of them. They laughing at your ass. They laughing at your ass. They laughing at your ass. They're not playing with you. Let me get that again. Supporting this premise is the fact that all of Esus' descriptions of his relationship with his father mention that father and son, Abba and Ban, possess secret identities only to the two of them. Now, what's secret about Dawi and Hawad's relationship? There is no secret. The whole kingdom knows it. But yet when you read this religion, this New Testament, this hijack version, this hijack vibration that's been given to you, the Creator's not speaking in that, son. We're talking about Rome. We're talking about Rome infiltrating the Sakari, the Romani, Harushalayim, and building it back up with a new vibration so you can bend the knee and start paying homage. But the testimony which I have is greater than that of the Khan. I'm trying to tell you, man, and you gotta know who this Johnny the Bap is. This Johnny the Bap is a mem worker. He's a mem regulator. Who got the mem regulator? The Torah got the mem regulator. The Torah got that weed. The Torah got Elijah. The Torah got all these presters. And there's not one prester in the New Testament other than the duplicated version, a replica of a Khan. His name, John the Baptist, Johnny the Bap. Yet you know not their identity because it's kept between father and son. Now was that hidden from you? And I told you who he begotten? Who he begotten on this day, Hebrew? But nah, you see, everything is bigger than Esus. It has to be bigger than himself. He's got to be bigger than everybody. Cause see, the testimony which I, Esus, have is greater than that of the Khan. For the works which the Father has granted me to accomplish, his Father told him to what? Go and take Harushalayim. Go and kill all those Nagas. Pop off. Make me Vespasian. Make me the emperor, son. I give you the keys to the kingdom. But yet, Hebrew, you can't see past this because you're in the front row. You're in the front row at church. You're in the front row praising Zeus, swine. When in this New Testament, he ain't even keeping shit Levitical. Again, you've been introduced a new vibration, son. You've been introduced a new frequency. The year is 1832. Barbary treaties are popping off. Tecumseh just popped off. Some might say that was Elijah. I'm trying to tell you, man. Everything is stolen from you and given to this new vibration. Alright? And I gotta make one thing clear. I gotta make it clear because what I do is not a religion. What I do has nothing to do with religion. I answer to somebody that's my higher power. I answer to the Most High. I don't answer to no man. I answer to the Most High. At the end of the day, my family answers to the Most High. We answer to a culture, a way of living, that right now, in this time and era, this time, in this 20th century, supposed to be, it's a religion. It's a business. It's been turned inside out. Hebrew, you know not the way because you are lost. You were lost. Y'all forgive me. That's my birds. Give me a second. Con. They hear me popping off. Say I want a piece of that too. Remember, my Nagas. You gotta shake the necromancy off. The Father has granted me to accomplish these very works which I am doing. Bear me witness that the Father has sent me. I bear witness to myself, and the Father who has sent me bears witness to me. So you bear not witness of the Most High. You bear witness from a false god, an idol, your Paul, your Abba, the Specimen. You see, you can't approach a hijack with this kind of mentality straight off the bat. You gotta find out where you and this hijack can build and break him down slowly. Because you just don't attack people's belief. It's cool, we don't have to see eye to eye on your belief system. But I will tell you what my belief system is. You will see it because the vibration is there, the frequency is there. At some point, I probably won't even have to tell you because you'll never hear me say anything about Esus. That's dearest to me, fam. That's all the way left. They said to him, therefore, where is your father? Esus answered, you know neither me nor my father. If you knew me, you would know my father also. Come on. So what's he telling you? Let me give it to you again. They said to him, therefore, where is your father? Esus answered, you know neither me nor my father, son. So you don't know the Vespasian the God, and you don't know Titus. Because if you knew me, you would know Vespasian, son. This is your boy John 8:19. Remember, they forced the Khan to write. They forced the Khan to write. We know the Khan was in prison. We know the Khan done some time. We know Moshe done some time. We know a lot of these pressed the titles done some time. In Matthew, Esus speaks also of the secret identity known only to him and his Father. At that time, Esus answered and said, I thank thee, O Father, Talking to the specimen, you feeling me? Lord of heaven and earth. You see how they try to build on the same duplicated vibration that they try to build with Dawi and Hawa in the Torah? You see, it's identical. I ain't gotta go in on it, son. You seeing it. Because you has hid these things from the wise and prudent and has revealed them unto babies. Even so, Father, for so it seemed good in thy sight. All things are delivered unto me of my Father, and no man knoweth the Son. No man knoweth the Son. How does no man knoweth the Son? It's the opposite vibration of the Torah. Every man knoweth Dawi. Even Shemaiah throwing stones. Oh, you know Dawi, son. You know Dawi, son. Everyone knoweth the Son, but not in the case of the New Testament. This is Matthew 11:27. 11:27. Giving it to you, raw and uncut. All things are delivered unto me of my Father. They're delivered through Him. Through Him. He is the Word. Hijack. Who broke bread with you, man? Huh? Who broke bread with you, man? Who brought the tabernacle home, man? Huh? Who was singing, who was praising, who was dancing, who was doing backward flips, man? Dawi. Who broke bread with all Harushalayim, son? Dawi. Passed out bread, not a slice of bread, bread loaves, son. And now, you get the same duplication when you go to church. You pay homage for that little slice of bread and that little fake ass wine they give you. Grape juice. Come on, man. You need grape juice that bad? Come to yourself. I'll throw you some grape juice. You need bread that bad? I'll throw you some bread, man. I ain't trying to duplicate nothing, but I will help my people. Everything is a topology. Everything is a duplication. All these things were done before Esus, the abstract of this New Testament, was ever given. Even so, Father, for so it seemed good in thy sight, all things are delivered unto me of my Father, and no man knoweth the Son but the Father, neither knoweth any man the Father, save the Son. And he whomsoever the Son will reveal him. And he to whomsoever the Son will reveal him. It's your boy Matthew, man. Understand, most of these writings come from Josephus. Alright? You gotta understand who Josephus is. And you gotta understand that Josephus left you some manna. You feel me? Josephus left you manna, so you could pick up on, so you can be able to digest this flaw of a law. In the Gospels of John, Esus again discusses his relationship with the Father. Again, the discussion takes place within the context of a concealed identity. In this instance, his questionnaires are trying to determine whether Esus is claiming to be the Messiah. Christian theologians have made numerous efforts to explain Esus's meaning. Here, my explanation is that it is a revelation that Esus was a God, just and not God. You feeling me? This is the author's explanation. My explanation is that it is a revelation that Esus was a God, an idol, and not a Wa. My Father, who has given them to me is greater than all. Talking especially to Titus. And no one is able to snatch them out of the Father's hand, and I, the Father of one. The Hebrews took up stones again to stone him. They was gonna stone his ass. But you gotta watch out. You gotta watch out. Scorners are always throwing stones. You gotta watch out. Everything is a topology, son. Shemaiah was throwing stones, son. Esus answered them, I have shown you many good works from the Father. For which of these do you stone me? Come on. Come on, man. Everybody is tried during a time in their life. You feeling me? Everyone is tried. This is a duplication, man. You think that we wasn't out there doing good works? You think people weren't throwing stones on him? His own son, Absalom, wanted him out of office. You feeling me? Going to war with him. You had priests that was working against him. You had certain priests working with him. You had Hawa working with him. You got people coming from all kind of directions. Whether they are hobby you or throw stones on you. You got to decipher through that. The Hebrews answered him, it is not for a good work that we stone you, but for blasphemy. You feeling me? Blasphemy. Because you, being a man, make yourself who? The power. The God, son. I told you. Boys, man, look, them Hebrews said, man, we ain't gonna stone you for your work. You heard me? But we gonna stone you because you making yourself God. Bang, bang, bang. You think the Hebrews wanted to stone Dawid for that? Nah, son. But you seeing it. You seeing it. This is what you gotta go through. This is what you gotta go through to make a transition, a switch like this, so that Caesar can be praised and not who? Hawa. This is what they're doing right in front of your eyes, switching the flip-flop. Esus answered them, is it not written in your law? I said, you are gods? If I called them gods to whom the word of Hawa came, and scripture cannot be broken, do you say of him whom the Father consecrated and sent into the world, you are blaspheming? Because I said I am the Son of God? If I am not doing the works of my Father, then do not believe me. But if I do them, even though you do not believe me, believe the works. The works. What was Esus doing? Let's just stop and think. Let's just think for a second. What was Esus doing? I told you this shit was abstract. I told you. The Esus concept is abstract. Esus ain't never lived. Kinda had other Hebrews and other people named Esus, but Esus the Nazarene, Esus that Josephus made up, he ain't never lived. This cat was taken, compressed by works of other people put together. I am doing the works of my Father. Then do not believe me. But if I do them, even though you do not believe me, believe the works. So now you gotta ask yourself. Now you have to ask yourself who was doing the work. I'll sit here and I'll wait. Remember, they made the Khan right. And this is coming from the Khan. This is coming from the made up John. Johnny the Bap, 1028-38. So, could the Khan be saying this? Remember, the Khan was in prison, son. We got that. We already know that. So, if I'm saying that Esus ain't never lived, whose works are being judged? Are we talking about the Khan? Are we talking about the Prester? But if I do them, even though you do not believe me, believe the works. Believe in the Mem. You feeling me? For Mem comes in chaos, or your Mem comes in order. It depends on your vibration. That you may know and understand that the Father is in me, and I am in the Father. This is your boy Khan. This is your boy John popping off. Let's get it. If Esus dialogue is, as I suggest, a comic view of describing Titus and his father, the God, the Vespasian, then the passage above makes perfect sense. Come on, let's put it in play. It is of interest that Titus is the only person other than Esus who is referred to in the New Testament with the phrase coming of. Come on. But he who confronts the depressed, even Hawa, comforted us by the coming of Titus and not by his coming only. Come on. But he who comforts the depressed comforts you, man. Even though you were scattered about, even though you were dismayed, even though a lot of melanation lives were lost, I still kept a remnant. Take a look around you, my now. Who's really the minority? Take a look around you. The Most High ain't never leave. He's still here. He waiting for you to come back. He waiting for you to come up out of her. Cause nothing in the New Testament is for you. Not even Revelations, son. Not even Revelations. Cause Revelations is a compressed file of other Khan priest work. Your so-called got a John in prison in this Revelation. Come on. Come on, man. Let's get it. It is of interest that Titus is the only person other than Esus who is referred to in the New Testament with the phrase coming of. But he who comforts the depressed, even Hawa, comforted us by the coming of Titus and not by his coming only. And Titus is also described in the Pauline letters as the true child. Come on. You know, you start talking Pauline. Come on. You start talking this Vespasian family, man. The Pauline letters, man. To Titus, my own true child in our common faith. Come on, man. This is in Titus 1:4-2. We're talking about your new hijack. Why in the hell do you have a New Testament with Rome in it? Why? Because it was all hijacked. When Vespasian died 79 CE, Titus succeeded as an emperor. Among his first orders of business was to have his father deified. Homie, you know what that mean? I mean, turn into a god. It was not a routine task. Vespasian was to be the first non-Julio Claudian emperor to be so honored. But it was important because Vespasian's deification would break the chain of divine succession held by the Julio Claudian line since Julius Caesar, and thereby help secure an imperial future with the Flavian family. In order for Vespasian to be made a Dios, you feeling me, a god, Roman Senate had to decree it upon him. It was a uniquely Roman custom that only the Senate could bestow the title of Dios upon him. Alright, they had to have a council. Rome had to sit down, have a council, talk about it. Alright, so let's see what this Titus brought forth as informative to have this happen. Over the years, the Senate had turned down many applicants of the title. Therefore, Titus needed to somehow demonstrate to the Senate that Vespasian's life had been that of a god. Feeling me? During this time, he would also have been involved in creating of an empire-wide bureaucracy to administer the cult of Vespasian once it was established. In spite of the fact that Vespasian's consecrato would have been of great importance to Titus, it did not occur until 6 months after his death. This interval between the death of an emperor and his consecrato was an unusual long time. It was during this time that the New Testament was popping off, created. So what I'm trying to tell you is, the New Testament led to this Vespasian being crowned emperor. The length of the interval due to the fact that during this period, Titus created not only one, but two religions that worshiped his father as the God, as well as the New Testament companion peace war of the Hebrews. Come on. Josephus wrote them both. Josephus wrote War of the Hebrews. Josephus wrote the New Testament. We're talking about a fellow Hebrew that switched sides on him. Josephus told Vespasian, you are the God, you are the power that Hawa brought in. It was written that it was going to go all the way down south, that everything was going to go bad. You feeling me? That's because chaos had to come again. Hebrew, you was lost in order. You had no order at a certain time. You had no order. The Most High was fed up. He was fed up. No more burnt offerings. He was tired of it. You understand? Just like you chastise your child. Why must chastise his? For the greater cause, Manak. You are the greater cause. So it's time. It's time to lay down the idols and really start looking into who your Most High is. As Esus's prophecies came to pass during the Jewish war, Shalaki, during the Hebrew war, ain't none of this Jewish, you feeling me?
They proved that Hawa had sanctioned the events he foresaw. This is exactly what Titus had been attempting to demonstrate to the Roman Senate. That the events of his father's life certainly included his conquest of Utah, Judea, proved that he was divine. You feeling me? Divine. And that he deserved to be decreed as a Dios. Remember, two religions popped off. The length of the interval due to the fact that during this period, Titus created not one, but two religions that worship his father. Come on, man. Come on. Ain't nothing organic. Ain't nothing organic, my naga, about this New Testament. Your vibration has been given to you in the form of a spell that no longer correlates what your old vibration was. But you have to shake that load off. You got to shake that necromancy off. Viewed from this perspective, the similarities between Christianity and the cult of Vespasian are obvious. So he created Christianity and also the cult of Vespasian. When Titus arranged to have his father decreed to be a Dios, a god, an idol, he deified the events of Vespasian's life. Thus, all of Esus' prophecies regarding Hawa's coming wrath upon Judea flow. It flowed without contradictions into the cult of Vespasian. It flows, son. It flow. Let the milk flow. Choose your milk. What you want, chaos or you want order? In fact, the guy's spells, the spells could have been presented to the Roman Senate as proof of the observed premise that Vespasian's life had been that of a god. Remember, man, when you got a Hebrew on your side, anything possible. You gotta understand and overstand what Josephus is, who Josephus is, what he has done, what he's accomplished, and what he is leading you to believe, and the hidden messages that he's left for you. Because he's leaving a trail of manna. He's been leaving a trail of manna, and your boy Yosef on it like white on rice. To see this more clearly, simply subtract Judaism from Judea, from the New Testament. What if Titus is trying to convince the Roman Senate that certain events of his father, who Vespasian's life proved that he was divine, had claimed that a prophet had wandered about Italy in 30 CE. You want to bring up the wandering prophet, huh? The wandering Hebrew, huh? Come on, man. Come on, man. They take everything from your testament. Predicting that two Roman gods, a father and a son, would one day destroy a wicked generation of Hebrews who rebelled against Rome, and along with them the temple of Jerusalem. Every member of the Senate would have understood that the gods this Italian prophet had foreseen were Vespasian and Titus. Of course, no Roman senator would have been so gullible as to believe the story locating the prophet. Locating the prophet in Judea does not make such prophecies any more plausible. But Christianity was not created for the sophisticated audience. Come on. Come on. The histories of Josephus, which prophesied that Vespasian would be the world ruler, foreseen by Judaism's Messianic prophecies, likewise provided support for Vespasian's deification. The New Testament, the War of the Hebrews, both make a case that the destruction of Judea was an act of Hawa. The same absurd premise as that made by the cult of Vespasian. When we align the New Testament with War of the Hebrews, a clear picture emerges. Esus predicted that the Son of Man would encircle Jerusalem with the wall and destroy its temple and bring tribulation unto the wicked generation. You, Hebrew, you, not Esus, we're talking Titus, that rebelled against Rome, Shalaki. In fact, one man actually had these precise characteristics, a man who was a son of who? God, Vespasian, and whose followers fished for men. Come on, man. I told you, man, where they fish for you at, man? With spears, man. I'm talking about you didn't even see water no more, son. It was all blood. It was a river of blood at Gennesaret. A man who encircled Jerusalem with the wall and destroyed the temple of Jerusalem. A man who brought the tribulation that Esus had foreseen unto the wicked generation, and then ended his ministry by condemning Simon. You already know who Simon is. Simon is Peter. Simon is AKA Peter, Saint Peter. That's who the church was founded on. You ain't gonna get nowhere in Christianity without popping off Simon, aka Peter. Guess who Simon is? Son of the Khan, son of the John. The man was Titus Flavius. Only one man at that point in history had the power to establish a religion at that same time that the first real evidence of Christianity emerges. One man is known to have established a religion that, like Christianity held that the destruction of Jerusalem and its temple was the work of Hawa. The man was Titus Flavius. Bear in mind that no one had a stronger motivation than Titus for finding the cost-effective method of containing militant Judaism, which was so expensive for Rome to control. Finally, only one family other than Esus is associated with the origin of Christianity. Let's go. It is the family of Titus Flavius. Even if one discounts the tradition that regards Flavius Clemens as the first pope. Come on. The Flavians. Why the Flavians is the first pope? We ain't even have no pope. We're talking about Khans. We're talking about Prestas. We're talking about Khans. We're not talking about popes. This is the conversion. Do you see the conversion? Simon was a Hebrew. Hebrew. Son of who? The person who led Sakari. Son of the person who led the Sakari, who led Ramani. We're talking John. We're talking the Khan. Simon is converted into what? St. Peter. And then you turn around and kill St. Peter, you martyr him. To introduce what? To introduce the Flavians' first pope. Clement. Do the research. Do the research. Do the research, son. As the first pope, as well as all the other Flavian traditions connected with Christianity origins, the inscription naming Domitian Domitilia Flavian as the founder of the oldest burial grounds for Christians in Rome. Come on. So Domitilia Flavian, alright? She had the oldest burial grounds for Christians in Rome. Come on, man. And it's linked to who? The Flavians. So you want to tell me who invented Christianity? Was it the Most High? Lie. Lies. So why you in the front row, Hebrew? The year is 1835, son. And you had no idea what the term religion meant. Missionaries are being sent out to train you. Missionaries. And the oldest burial grounds belong to who? The Flavians, the ones who invented Christianity. If one ignores even this, the works of the Flavianus Josephus, would be sufficient to confirm the Flavian connection with the origins of Christianity. Josephus' works deliberately falsified history to provide support for Christian dogma. Come on now, let's go. We already know history is falsified. We already know that the history ain't right. But just because the history ain't right don't mean you can't put your history together. That's where your research comes in. That's where wisdom comes in. That's where Amma comes in. That's where your Torah comes in. You can't talk to the Most High until you find Mama first. And if you're not willing to search out for your mama, you can't be too enthused about reaching the Most High. And whoever or whatever he was, Josephus was an adopted Flavian. Concerning the question of who knew Judaism well enough to create Christianity, this information was in abundant supply, even within the small circle of Titus, known confidants. Titus' mistress Bernice, though a Herodian, had Maccabean ancestors and claimed to have been a Hebrew. Come on. Titus was what? Bamboozling a who? A mistress, a Hebrew. Come on, man. That had Maccabean descendant, ancestral. She claimed to be a Hebrew, though the Hebrews of the Masonic movement would not have seen her religious perspective as a Hebrew. She would clearly have known much about Judaism of her day and would have been able to contribute to the creation of the Gospels. Come on. Come on, man. Come on. Dude, mistress was a whole Hebrew. Maccabean ancestral. Come on, man. You gotta tie our Aquas in. You gotta tie our Khans in. Because everything is stripped from you, my Naga, and given it to you in a new vibration. So now you worship the sun god. Now you worship the swine, man. Come on. Everything is a joke. They're laughing at your ass. What did these stools do? He made the souls of the wicked men go into swine. Everything is subliminal. And everything is a topology dealing with this New Testament. Therefore, you must overstand, Hebrew. You must overstand before you step foot to worship in a house that's not yours. Tiberius Alexander was another individual within Titus' innermost circle who knew of Judaism well enough oversee the production of the New Testament. Come on. Tiberius was the nephew of the famous Hebrew philosopher Philo, and Vespasian held him in such regard that he made Tiberius chief of staff to Titus during the siege of Jerusalem. Come on. Though a Hebrew, Tiberius Alexander was a Roman knight who was morally able to order the murder of thousands of his race to maintain the Pax Romana, the Roman peace, to maintain the Pax Romana. Everything is stolen from you. Romani was stolen from you. We got that. We got that in the last chapter, towards the end. And Rome is moving in, infiltrating, being the new who? Sakari. Who kept daggers with them? Huh? The Sakari, the Romani boys. Now Rome posted up trying to be like them. The Roman peace. When the Hebrews of Alexandria made a disturbance, Tiberius ordered the Roman troops not only to kill the rioters, but to plunder and burn their ghetto. Haha, come on, what's the ghetto? It's Jerusalem, baby. As well, Josephus records that 50,000 corpses piled up. I told you, man. I told you. They weren't playing with you. But you, today, Hebrew, you're lost in the sauce talking about Black Lives Matter. You're lost in the sauce talking about Black Lives Matter. They ain't never done shit for you. But stir up more shit. $50K, my nigga, 50,000 corpses piled up. Tiberius in his role as chief of staff to Titus during the siege of Jerusalem and the subsequent slaughter and enslavement of the Hebrews there showed a slavish obedience to Rome. It would have been necessary for someone of Hebrew descent who created a religion that was used to oppress his own people. His religious perspective was Romanized. Was what? Romanized to such an extent that he was not even monotheistic. He often used the word gods. Josephus, who, it should be remembered, also claimed to be a Hebrew, recorded Tiberius' close relationship to the Flavians. As also, there came Tiberius Alexander, who was a friend of his, most valuable, both for his goodwill to him and for his prudence. He had formerly been governor of Alexandria, but was now thought worthy to be general of the army under Titus. The reason of this was that he had been the first who encouraged Vespasian very lately to accept this, his new dominion, and join himself to him with great fidelity when things were uncertain and fortune had not yet been declared for him. He also followed Titus as a counselor, very useful to him in this war, both by his age and skill in such affairs. To such individuals who were completely enthralled to the Flavians and who saw militant Masonic Judaism as a threat to their financial interests, providing the information to construct a version of Judaism that was in alignment with Rome would have been automatic. One of the primary causes for the war between the Romans and the Hebrews was the Hebrews' refusal to worship the Roman emperors as gods. They never bowed down to statues, man. Unless you was just hijacked already. True Sakari, true Romani, wasn't. Though the rest of the empire did, the Hebrews would not call Caesar Lord. As I have pointed out, the cruelest joke of Christianity is that by replacing the Hebrew God and the Son of God with Roman emperors. Come on. That's the biggest sin of them all, son. Let me give it to you again. As I have pointed out, the cruelest joke of Christianity is that by replacing the Hebrew God and the Son of God, who you replacing? Hawa. Who you replacing? Dawi. With Roman emperors. Okay? Hijack. Rome. Trick Hebrews into calling Caesar Lord. Come on, man. Without knowing it, Christianity stole the identities of Hawa, of Judaism, and his Messiah, son. What we talking about, man? Hamashiach Dawi. They stole the identities. As well as those of John and Simon. Come on. They took the identities of the Khan. They took the identities of Simon and gave you a new vibration. This is what I'm telling you. I'm trying to tell you that Christianity is not the law for you. If we can't build on nothing else other than the fact that the New Testament is not a law for you, then that's where we end at. That's where we stop at. Some people have it in their mind that history's all chap. Not only history, everything written is all chap. So what I'm getting at is that certain people don't look at the Bible as worthy. Some people don't look at the Torah as worthy. They have their own concept. And that's cool. I'm good with that. I can live with that. Don't bring me your hijack. I won't bring you my realization of things. Because at the end of the day, I always had a most high. I always had a higher power. I was introduced to this new vibration by my people, my family. And like a kid, yeah, I had no other choice. But I'm a grown man now. I make my own decisions now. I look for mama now. So I got my own vibration. And it has nothing to do with Christianity, Judaism, Allah business, Aboriginal business. It has nothing to do with the worshiping of any idol other than the Most High. Call on spirits. I can't call on spirits. Spirits is unworthy to me. My ancestors ain't have it right. And I ain't gotta research to find that out. Because if that was the case, we wouldn't be here now. We wouldn't be here where we're at with it now. They hop to whoever my ancestors are, but at the same time, fuck my ancestors. I ain't know 'em. Worship the Most High. I'm here because of the Most High, not because of my ancestors. I'm here because the Most High put me here. My Ruach is here because the Most High wants it here. My ruach still popping off because the Most High wants me to pop off. Remember, you were given a new John, a new Khan. You were given a new Simon, aka Saint Peter. But the church was founded on the rock. This is what Esus' words were. You, Peter, are the rock that the foundation of the church will be built on. Take everything in consideration. The church of the east, the church of the west, everything. You gotta understand. You gotta understand that the topology is at play. The leaders of the Masonic rebellion, John and Simon. Come on. Their identities were given to Vespasian and Titus and to the Christian apostles. Come on. I can't get any clearer than this. And to the Christian apostles, John and Simon. These disguised characters were combined with other symbols of Roman conquest. The cross of the crucifixion and the flesh of the Messiah to create a religion that both absorbed and ridiculed the Masonic movement. You had a bunch of presters. You had a bunch of Masonic leaders. You had a bunch of Hamashiach flows coming through the mem. Understand who Eleazar is. Understand how Esus' topology after Eleazar with his students, all of them martyred, killed. But you still in the front row, Hebrew, and can't get it out your head that Roman scripture ain't for you. But it's cool. Because at the end of the day, I tried. And I'm still trying, and I will still continue to try to reach those that want to be reached. But at the end of the day, I can't burn for your actions. My ruach can't suffer because of your actions. Everybody is accountable for their own actions. And you can't play that shit about he made me do it and that bird and all that shit when you go up to heaven. You can't play that shit, and I advise you don't even play that shit. The Most High will put burning coals on your ruach, son. Think it's a game, son. Think it's a game. Everything is done by fire in the heavens. As everything is done by water on the ma, because water is life. And in the heavens, it's the fire that purifies. Ask Metatron. Ask Metatron. Enoch. These disguised characters, topology characters, were combined with other symbols. Your symbols. Whose symbols? The tau, the cross of Roman conquest, the tau of the crucifixion, the flesh of the Messiah, to create a religion that both observed and ridiculed the Masonic movement. This was the ultimate triumph of the imperial family. This darkly comic concept of switched identities is in play to such an extent that the New Testament and the works of Josephus together are a puzzle whose solution produces true identities of their characters, topologies. Topologies, you start talking characters in the New Testament, you start talking topologies, cause ain't none of them ever lived. I put big money on it. Why was it necessary to create this vast literary puzzle? Because it was the only method by which Titus could both create a religion that solved the problem of the Hebrews' refusal to accept the Roman emperor as a god, and also make it known to posterity that he was the one who did it. Come on. But what was most of all astonishing to the beholders was the courage of the children, for not one of these children was so far overcome by these torments as to name Caesar for their power. I told you, man, the remnant strong. The remnant strong. The remnant big strong, man. Believe that. For their Lord, so far does the strength of the courage of the Ruach prevail over the weakness of the body. The authors of Christianity intended that their puzzles would eventually be solved, and Titus' complete triumph be thereby revealed, a sorry task that has fallen to this author. I suspect that Christianity as a comic version of the imperial cult was first inserted into the areas surrounding Judea to serve as a theological barrier to the spread of militaristic Judaism, evidently succeeding beyond its creator's original intent. It was eventually decreed the state religion. The religion thus became a prophylactic for all the potentially rebellious slave populations throughout the empire. Come on, man. Come on. To make the cult as efficient as possible in promoting their interests, its investors had their parodic messiah advocate both pacifism and stoicism, whereby Christians would learn to subdue their rebelliousness and find holiness in subserviency. This combination of Christian theology and Roman imperial might was so effective that it kept European civilization frozen in place for over 1,000 years throughout the Dark Ages. That's the hijack, man. Alright. This is where we pump the brakes at. Alright, so this is where we'll pump the brakes. We'll continue to finish up the Father, the Son of Hawa business. This all topology work, man. They're trying to replace the remnant. They're replacing Esus with this new vibration. Alright. Ahab, the water for tuning in. Until next time. And support the channel. If you get a chance, support the channel. Show me Ahab, the water for tuning in. Ahab to my people across the flat plains.